Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are back here ready to rock and roll. Happy Money Monday to absolutely every single trader. Guys, get excited and get ready to rock and roll. And at this moment, smash that thumbs up right now over Stock to its community. What is going on? One of those days that you got to double hand fist the chair right now because you're just getting so damn excited. And the reason why at this moment is because, of course, it's big account trading time. If you guys have been following me on social media, if you guys are part of the Tradecaster community, if you guys are following me on Instagram, Twitter, StockTwits, all over the globe here, we are getting ready to trade our big account. Yes, guys, we're done. We're done with doing little educational lessons. We're done. We're doing small little $100 trades. We're done. We're done with just getting involved with incy-bincy little tiny trades and say, oh, hey, good job, everyone. Hey, hey, that was fun. Hey, good job. Hey, good job. We want to go next level. We want to step it on up. We want to be able to trade again those big funds, that big money. So I am putting my money where my mouth is, and I can bring over absolutely everything at this time. So at this moment, I am using Cobra Trading. Cobra Trading, you can see right here, I do have $30,000 that I have put into my Cobra account. That is giving me $120,000 of buying power, $60,000 that I could be able to hold overnight. Now, what is so big about today? What is so crazy about today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going back to shorting. Shorting, the strategy that was able to make me $552,000 back in 2021. Now, a lot of people say, hey, Dek, why don't you just stick with shorting? Like, you haven't gone back to shorting in the last 3.5, 4 years. Why did you ever leave shorting in the first place? Now, that's a great question, and I think it deserves a valid answer. So, to be frank with you, 2021 was the greatest stock trading career of my life. It was the greatest year where I was able to make the most amount of money, $552,000. You guys have probably seen the YouTube video of me logging into my broker and showing those. Not just, again, posting a screenshot, but literally logging into my broker and showing it. If you guys haven't, check out my Instagram or my social medias, my Twitter. I, again, post that video a lot just to show proof. Now, why would I ever leave shorting in the first place? Well, to be frank with you, it does come on down to the job that I'm in, the position that I'm in. I know, again, with all hundreds and thousands of traders that are part of Tradecaster that watch me every single day, that people are saying, oh, Dek, you did great here. Now go try options. Now go try futures. Now go try Forex. Now go try this or this or this or this. And to be honest with everyone, I tried those things. I tried going to do options. I tried doing this. I wanted to take some time to do a small account challenge. I took some time to go ahead and do a boot camp. I took some time to go ahead and say, okay, let me see how much money I can make in options, because that seems like it was a really fun thing and a great thing to do. But to be frank with every single person, it just isn't for me. It just wasn't, again, what I liked. I didn't like how, again, I could make more money, but it seemed like the odds were so against me. It seemed like every single time I traded, it seemed like I always had more opportunity to lose than win. Because remember, at the end of the day, it comes down to you. I am not talking bad about your strategy if that's the way that you like to trade. If you like to trade futures, do futures. If you like to trade options, trade options. If you like to trade whatever way, trade that way. It is not me versus you at the end of the day. It's us versus the market. It's us being able to make money. I don't care if you do a buy off news, if you did a short, if you did a dip buy, if you did whatever, as long as you're green. We're all on the same team. It's not like you're taking any money away from me if you make money. There are billions and trillions of dollars in the stock market. We can all find a way to profit. And that's what I want you to do. But I am going back to the strategy that made me the most amount of money, gave me the most amount of predictability, and was able to say, hey, this is what's for me. So why didn't I like options too much when I tried it? Well, yes, I know that when I go on social media, I do see the majority of people go ahead and trade options. But at the same time, I do not know many full-time option traders. It seems like there's a weird dilemma there. It seems like there's a weird quandrum here, where why does it seem like so many people trade options, but I don't know, and again, I'm not saying everyone, but I don't know many people who are actually consistently profitable while trading options. Now, again, what's the issue? The issue is it's already tough enough. It's already tough enough to find one stock out of 10,000 stocks out there that is going to do what we want. Right? At the end of the day, if I want to buy or if I want to short, I find one stock that's going to go up or one stock that's going to go down, and I can make money. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, a lot of people can't even do that. So why on top of that are we doing, let's find one stock that goes up or one stock that goes down? Then on top of that, let's also find an expiration date, one stock that goes up or down within the certain time. And also let's also put a strike price on it. Stock that goes up or stock goes down before an expiration date and has to get up or get down to this certain price. And then we also have to face again time decay or theta. What stock's going to go up or down before the certain date to get up to that price? And if it doesn't do it quick enough, then again, we're also going to lose. Then you have to put these other things, implied volatility, these Greeks. Sure, you can make a lot of money trading options. Sure, you can make a lot of money doing different things. But at the same time, I like to keep it simple. I like to be able to find what stock is going to go up or what stock is going to go down. And I want to play the odds. And I know that the odds are that the majority of the time when I take a look at one of these plays, such as KLTO, it's going to go on a hard spike and it's going to come crashing on down. I know a lot of the times when I see a stock like KNW, there's going to be the majority of it. It's going to go on a big time spike and it's going to go on a big time dump. How many times do we see stocks rip on up that are, let's say, $10 or below and just give everything right on back? It's nearly every single day. Every single day. And again, what you can easily do is just go to a larger time frame. Just go to like a monthly time frame. And what do you realize about the majority of these penny stocks? They fade and fall over time. The Bureau of Labor of Statistics state that 80% of companies will fail within their first 5 years. 80%. Guys, I know we take a look at KNW or KLTO or OMH, and what do we say to ourselves? We say to ourselves, wow, these are awesome stocks. No, guys, these are bad companies. These are companies that are fading and falling over time. What did KLTO do over, again, the monthly chart shown over the last few years? Fade and fall. What has KNW done? It's gone from $3 and now again sitting back down to 55 cents. What has OMH done? Again, a little bit of a fade. Let's look for, PYPD, 544 back on down to $4. SOGP goes from $4 back on down towards $1. TPST going from $200 down towards $10. MTSR, a brand new IPO play. Same exact thing, brand new IPO play. The majority of these plays, all they do is fade and fall. If we know that the labor statistics show us that, again, the majority of companies are going to fade and fall over time, that's already saying, okay, let's again watch these, drop. We also know that the majority of these plays that we see every single morning that spike up 100, 200% are usually just from some sort of random hot press release that most likely everything's going to be crashing all the way back on down. It's momentum based. I don't mean to, again, break your bubble right here. But yes, the stock market is one greedy game. And when you're playing, again, these low float, lower penny stock type of plays, these micro cap stocks that are $5, $6, $7, to be frank with you, they're not good companies. And all every single person is doing is trying to make their money. That's the hard truth. I hate to break it to you. I feel like, again, Denzel Washington in Training Day where Ethan Hawke is sitting there and be like, it can't be like this. It can't be like this. That's how it is. You see a hot press release, everyone jumps in, tries to make money. They make as much money as they possibly can. And once again, they're happy. They get out of the play. They get out. Stock starts crashing back on down. New stock develops. New hot press release comes on out. Guess what happens? Everyone starts buying into the play. They buy. I buy. Hey, everyone buys. Guess what? We're trying to make money. Okay, I'm getting out of it. Stock crashes all the way back on down. It's the circle of life in the stock trading world. That's how it is. So the thing is, you can't be a person that buys in on a play hoping it's going to go forever. You have to understand, hey, this is all momentum based. I'm not buying in on stock XYZ or ABC just because of what. I'm not buying in on this play just because, it's going to be a great long-term investment. I'm buying in because I know other people are going to think this is good as well. And again, momentum is going to spike this on up. But once momentum shifts and turns, you got to get the heck out of there. You have to, again, come to facts, come to reality when understanding these plays. Maybe one out of every 100,000. Not every 1 in 100 penny stocks go on rips and runs. Probably 1 out of 100,000 go on great climbs. For instance, right? You could take a look over on like PLTR, Palantir. I remember when Palantir about a year and a half ago was, again, like a penny stock. We're talking like $10 or so. We can go all the way back here and we could see that, there was a time that Palantir was $6, $7. And guess what? Palantir slowly moved itself on up and Palantir slowly climbed and became a great overall company. And that's one of the very, very few. So does it happen? 100%. But it just does not happen super often. But what is one of the giveaways though? A lot of times when a company is very, or has the ability to be a lot more credible, we also do know when we take a look at the statistics right here, what's the float going to be? Is the float going to be something very, very tiny, like a 1 million in float stock or under 100,000 in float? No, they're going to be billions in float. So again, the float right here on Palantir, 2.18 billion. Remember, the float is the shares available to the public. When we have those low float stocks, guess what happens? Massive spike, massive dump. When we have, again, a billion in float, 2 billion in float, that's going to be more slow and credible. That's going to be a slow climb, not any sort of momentum, moves in any sort of way. Sure, now that the stock is $127, there easily could be momentum at this point. There easily could be like a rally that happens because it's so big now and people are behind it. But a lot of times, when you're a $7 stock and you have 2 billion in float, it's going to be very slow. But that also shows a lot of the credibility, right? What we look for every single day being a shorter here is, again, we're looking for low float stocks that can easily spike, go from the price of $4 to $7 in the matter of 1 minute. Now, why do I like that so much? Why do I like stocks that can go from the price of $4 to $7, $7 back down to $4 in the matter of 1 minute? Well, because guys, if you see PYPD come out with news at the time of 7:30, right? And all of a sudden, the stock goes from $4, starts going up to $5. You jump in with, let's say, a $5,000 investment, goes up to $6, goes up to $7. You just made $2,000, right? You make $2,000. 1,000 shares, very simple, easy math, is if you buy 1,000 shares, every dollar that stock moves is going to be $1,000. So if I jump in at a $4 stock with 1,000 shares, it's a $4,000 investment. Stock goes from $4 to $7. I make $3,000 in the matter of a few minutes. That's what's so insane. But what do you guys notice? Stock comes crashing all the way back on down. Stock comes crashing. Stock again fades and falls, and it starts getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And again, we see this happen over and over and over again. Even if it's like SOGP, stock goes from $1 and spikes all the way up towards around $240. A $1,000 investment. You have $1,000 in your account. Probably 99.9% of you have at least $1,000 in your account. You jump in at this play at the price of $1, spikes on up to $240. You just made a $1,400 profit. You just doubled up your account right there, right? And now it's starting to fade its fall and it's starting to drop its way back on down. So every single day, guys, I am going to be looking to be able to short. And today is the day that I want to start making some good profits. I will, again, I'm putting some high standards on myself. I will be disappointed if I don't make at least $25,000 a month trading stocks. And I know that's, kind of crazy. I'll be disappointed if I don't have it, because let me show you again. And I know you guys have seen this before, but let me show you again my P&Ls over on when I was shorting every single day. And this is the live login video that I was talking about before, not a screenshot, literally me logging into my broker, showing you absolutely everything right here. So what we have at this time is, number one, scrolling on down, the year-to-date profit was, again, $552,000. This is how much money I was making every single month shorting plays, betting against companies. As you guys can see right here, $23,000, $104,000, $135,000, $61,000, $121,000. And again, nothing has changed. Nothing has stopped doing this. It is still the same process every single day. You guys see it. If you guys watch me trade every single day, you guys know the process. It is literally wake up, see a spike, drop back on down. So now, again, is going to be the time that we are going to start taking advantage of that. Now is going to be the time that we are going to say, all right, hey, let's watch it. Let's do it. So how do we do it? I'm going to give the very simple breakdown right here for every single person. Number one is, of course, it does come on down to pre-market news. For a stock to go on a massive spike, for a stock to go on a massive rip and run, there has to be at least a starting credible reason. Why would people jump into a play? Why would people jump into a stock? What's going to make people want to get involved in rip and run and spike and climb here, right? So if I go ahead, let's just turn off everything right here. Let's just go over, turn off the float here for a second. And let's just go to the best of the best plays here at this moment. Oh, hold on. Foxrunner did an update this morning, but the best of the best plays this morning was KLTO. We can go ahead and take a look at it. We have KLTO and KNW. I remember KNW was a previous top gainer right here, but if we take a look over on KLTO, what was the news at this time? KLTO came out the press release. It says KLTO Neuroscience Inc. announces an approach to increase longevity and health span and lifespan. Replace a silenced gene called alpha calthro. So basically what we have right here is we have a pretty unique press release, don't we? It says announces an approach to increase longevity, to basically live longer, right? They're talking about silencing a gene, helping us live longer. Here's the credibility over on KLTO right here. It has, again, a very unique press release. If I take a look over on KLTO, as you guys can see right here, the stock is 20 cents, ripped and ran up towards around the price of 57 cents. Now, I can tell you right now, the majority of the time, these will spike in pre-market, give back everything at the start of the day. Now, a great way to even feel more confident about this is take a look at the past chart history pattern. As I always state, you have to understand that the stock, it comes down to the stock's genes, its DNA. And what's inside the stock's DNA? The stock's DNA shows us these big, long upper shadows. Every single time the stock has spiked, it doesn't matter when. Does anyone see any large green candles that actually held its gains? No. Every single time the stock spikes, forms this big upper shadow, reverses back on down. Stock forms this big upper shadow, drops on down. If I see that happen the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, what is most likely going to happen today? Most likely, what we are going to see happen today is the stock is going to spike, it's going to form an upper shadow, and it's going to give back all of its gains. I don't see any day that has had back-to-back top gaining days. I don't see any day that the stock had a massive green candle and held its gains the entire day. I don't see any time that KLTO has spiked and was able to hold on up. What we have at this moment with KLTO is that this stock is, again, going on this nice rip and run, probably going to give a lot back. If it can get up towards around 68, 70 cents today, we could be looking for some great shorts at this time. Now, I know, again, a lot of people have moved on over to Cobra trading. So for anyone who does not know, I was able to get some incredible discounts over on Cobra trading. I posted that over on my Twitter. So we're using Cobra. That's what I'm using. But if you guys don't have Cobra, you guys can also use Venom trading. So again, Cobra is the broker that I'm using. Venom is the broker if you guys don't have 25,000. That's what you guys want to be doing. Check this on out. There's a link so you guys get all these great discounts. Make sure you guys go watch that. But if you guys are all set on up with your platform, let me show you how every single person can do this right at this moment. Let me again head on over, grab this, bada boom, and let's talk about how we do this, okay? So I want to show every single person right now how they can short, because I know a lot of people are saying, all right, Dek, we see a stock like KLTO go on a rip and run. How do we know, or how do we bet against that this play is going to fall and fade? So the number one thing that we have to start off with is you guys can take a look at the level 2. The level 2, if we go over and type in KLTO, and let me again actually make sure KLTO right here, right? Or again, we could type in any play, any stock whatsoever. KLTO, we could bring this on up. And I want to make sure I'm connected. I'm going to log out and log back in real quick just to make sure I'm fully connected here. Save, okay. Okay, so let me again log back in just to make sure everything's good and on. Give me a second. I'm going to put my username in, my password. And I just want to show you how to be able to locate all these shorts, of course. Because again, I know, again, starting things on off, we definitely want to make sure that we are all set. We want to make sure that we're all ready to rock and roll. And of course, getting ourselves pumped on up. Traders, it is going to be an absolutely incredible day. It is going to be such a fun day to trade. And this whole entire week, guys, is going to be a blast. Wrong password. Not a good start here. Okay, come on. Give me the right password. And obviously, if I can't get in right here, I will obviously contact Cobra, make sure that we're all good. Oh, it's giving me the wrong passwords for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why. Don't worry. I will contact them and make sure that everything is all set, ready to go. But let's, again, keep this party going and making sure that we are all set, ready to rock here. So what we have at this moment, though, let's take a look at all the top gainers. All the top gainers at this moment is KLTO, KNW, OMH, and these plays are going to be our hot targets. Now, again, one thing I definitely want you guys to be on top of at this moment is I want you guys to realize something. KLTO and KNW, those are going to be the plays that we're going to be watching. Now, what is so great about shorting? What is so cool about shorting? Is one of the things is people ask me every single day, Dek, what is going to be the best play of the day? That's tough to be able to answer, isn't it? When I go over and I bring, let's say I bring this on up and I go over to FinViz right here and I say, what is going to be the best play of the day? There are over 10,066 stocks available to trade. 10,066 stocks available to trade. It is very difficult to find the one out of 10,000 plays that is going to be our number one stock to get involved in, isn't it? It's going to be a little tough. It's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little, it's not like I can just come up with something out of my mind. But it's very simple. It's very simple to say, well, Dek, what's the best short of the day? The best short of the day is always going to be the number one top gainer. The number one top gainer is always going to be the best short for us. The number one, number two, number three top gainers are always going to be our targets. And that's what really gives me a lot of clarification. If you are again waking up and you're saying, Deck, how do I know what stock to trade? How do I know what stock to get myself involved in? The easiest thing to really do is just say to myself, okay, hey, well, what's going to be the play that has the best odds? Well, the one that has the biggest gap up. The one that has the biggest gap up is the one that can make us the most amount of money because it's the one that can fall all the way back on down. So that's what's so unique. That's what's so great about it is we essentially get the answer given to us every single day here. KLTO, as I said, I'm not looking to short this play probably till it gets up towards around 80 cents. And KNW, honestly, is a previous top gainer. Stock did have a very nice little rip. It's already getting a little bit of a downtrend. You can see if you are looking for a short, you probably want to wait for another little pop. And again, play the downtrend, wait for the reversal from there. You can see spike, reversal, spike, reversal, spike, reversing back on down right here. Now, with that being stated here, traders, the next big thing that we have coming on up is going to be in about 4 minutes. In about 4 minutes, we will have the next 8 a.m. press release wave here. So the next 8 a.m. press release wave, we will be seeing new hot stocks. We'll be seeing new hot momentum. We're seeing new hot action. We're going to see new hot opportunities for stocks to be able to go on big time breakouts and then start crashing all the way back on down. So if you guys can, give me again 2 seconds. I do want to again fix this get in over on my Cobra account real quick, just so of course that we are ready to rock and roll and making sure every single trader understands, what we have. So I just want to get this all set, ready to rock and roll. Should just take me about 1 or 2 minutes, but I want to make sure before, of course, that 8 a.m. press release. 1 second, gonna fix my password and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back right here. Now we're back. We're ready to get after it and we're ready to go. Thank you for your patience right here. So now, as you guys can see, everything is all set. Now, let me show you how to short the right way. And I apologize about that small little interruption. I just wanted to get everything good. Now, hey, before we kick off this party, before we even get into all this stuff, if you guys are again excited, if you guys are ready to rock and roll, make sure you show Stock Twitch some love right here. Smash that thumbs on up right now. Everyone, just take 1 second. It takes 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that thumbs on up right here so that you guys are all ready to go. Now, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some of these plays. Let's see, of course, what we have and what we can get ourselves involved in. So let's see if KLTO has shares available to short. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in KLTO right here. Now, KLTO, what do you guys notice the difference between, let's say, PHUN, where it says there's an S right here, which says shortable. Then again, KLTO has an HTB right here. HTB says hard to borrow. So this is going to be a tough one to be able to short if Cobra has shares available to short. So what I'm going to do, if I want to be able to short this play, is I'm going to go over here to, again, trade. Click trade in the top left-hand corner and go down to the bottom that says short locate. Now, what I want to do on this play is I want to type in the symbol, KLTO. I'm going to click in KLTO. I want to, how many shares do I want out of this play? Guys, this is about a 48-cent stock. All right. So how many shares do I want? Or 48-cent stock? I mean, I could get a good chunk of change. If I want to get 10,000 shares on this play, right? It's only going to cost me $4,000 bucks. So let's say again, I want to get 10,000 1,000 shares to be able to short on this. Now, again, you could see there's all these different locates. Locate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, that's the great thing about Cobra is they have all these different locates out there so that you guys are all set, ready to go. So again, if I go to inquire all, let's see what I get. Look what I'm getting. I'm getting all of these different, locates. These are all different sources that I could be able to go from. So if I want to, I'm all set. It's going to give me the cheapest price, basically saying KLTR right here, telling me that's about 3 cents per share. 3 cents per share if I wanted to locate them. Now, if I want to be able to locate, I can go ahead, locate shares, 10,000, locate order. I can locate the lowest, amount. Then I'm all set, ready to go. I can click accept. And then, of course, I'm all good, ready to rock. And all I have to do is click the short button. Once I click the short button, I'm now betting against the company. So as you guys can see, it's a pretty simple process. I see a stock go on a very big spike, rip and run. Guess what happens? I can go ahead, go over to the trade, short locate, click inquire all. After I inquire all, locate lowest. After I locate lowest, I'll be able to have them. Then I go ahead and I click short, and then I'm in on my live trade. So, team, you do have to, again, practice. It's going to take a little bit of time to be able to learn how to do it and just kind of get into a nice little flow of it, be able to do it with confidence. But right now, team, it is 8 o'clock at this moment. Let's bring over our Fox Runner scanner and let's see what we have at 8 o'clock. Now, at this moment, traders, as you guys can see, I have my filter set between, and I think I have to actually add one more 0 here. Let me, again, see, no, less 0. Is I do want to see all brand new news come on out here at the time of 8 o'clock and see if there's anything that is going to be absolutely great, absolutely fantastic for us, absolutely amazing in any sort of way. So right now, traders, is there any sort of big news at this time? I'm watching, I'm waiting, I'm seeing if we're going to have any sort of action right here. And I know, again, Fox Runner just came out with a brand new update that we can go over here in a second. But I just want to see if anything's going to take on off. Now, again, the update that came on out over on Fox Runner, for anyone that's curious, it is out there live right now. But what the update is number one, for, again, keywords. You guys can see 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star words. You guys can now edit the star list. So if you want to be able to get rid of something, right? If you want to be able to get rid of something, or if you want to add something, you guys can be able to do that. And, that is absolutely awesome that you guys can edit the star list, which is absolutely great. Number two, the other thing is that you guys can also add voice alerts right now, which I have not, again, checked on out. Yeah, voiceover. So if you guys, again, want to type in a certain keyword, and then you can also add voice over. So if that word comes on out, let's say, hey, Dek, what's really hot right now? Well, the very hot word at this time is robots, or let's say robotics, right? You can, again, add a voiceover alert to it as well. Put it over there, or the robotics is already in the list. But again, it'll now read that out loud to you so you never miss it. So if you're not in front of your computer, you now have the voiceover alert as well. Also, it saves all the data, and there's been a few bug fixes as well. So make sure you guys go ahead and check all that great stuff out. Right now at this moment, guys, I'm not seeing too much at the time of 8 o'clock, though. If you guys see anything that is absolutely ripping and running, go ahead and let us know. But I'm not seeing anything go too crazy. As of now, if we're just waking up and saying, hey, let's get ourselves all prepared and ready to rock, it does come on down to KLTO and KNW. Now, just to kind of, I want to get used to this platform. I want to get used to Cobra trading. And the thing is, you guys are seeing me get used to it. Let me just, again, kind of start with something small. I want to start with 100. Let me just make sure that this is exactly how we do it. KLTO 100, inquire all. So I'm going to inquire all 100. Then I'm going to go locate shares. I want, again, 100. And let's go with locate the lowest amount. Locate lowest. Enter max price per share. Cancel. So again, this is like what I want to be able to do. Availability. So again, this is the availability that we have right here. Offered. So again, you can see canceled, offered, offered. So if I want to do that here now, that's what we have offered at this time, ready to go. And I believe I could go ahead and look for a possible short. Now, the thing is, I don't want to go too big or too crazy. I don't want to go too wild at this moment without, of course, doing 1 or 2 little practice trades and get myself back into it. Because again, my other broker that I used to use, things were slightly different. Now, again, a lot of people would ask, Dek, why again are you coming over to Cobra here? Why are you over on Cobra? It's just they have the most amount of shorts available. If they have the most amount of shorts, that's going to be what I absolutely love. The thing is, it's very tough for brokers to be able to get shorts. It is. Not a lot of brokers have shares available to short. So if you're saying, oh, Deck, I use Robinhood or I use Webull or I use this or that, unfortunately, they're just not going to have shorts available. Most of them are going to say, sorry, we don't allow that. Sorry, we can't do that. Sorry, we don't have short locates. So the thing is, the reason why I went with Cobra is because they do have the most amount of short locates out there. And I would hate to see a stock go on a very big spike, rip and run, and then not be able to short it back on down. I would hate to see a play go on a massive rip and spike and climb and not be able to, again, short it right back on down here. So I do want to make sure that we are all set, ready to rock and roll, making sure that we're all good here. So KLTO, this play at this moment. Now, also, please note, guys, that we can see that we do have $30,000 right here. You can also see I have $120,000 that I can trade with, because this is a margin account. Now, this is something big that's extremely important. I don't want every single person using the $120,000 that you guys have available, or whatever you funded your account with. That could be $100,000 if you put $25,000 or even more. Margin is scary. Margin is good at times, but margin is deadly. And I'll be the first person to tell you that. If you are a new trader and you open up a margin account, you are most likely going to hurt yourself. You are going to put yourself in positions that, again, are only going to put yourself in positions that are not good, and you could wipe out an entire account quickly. Just because you have these funds available does not mean you should use them. What I try to do is I don't ever like to go over double of what my account is. If I have a $30,000 account, I try to not use more than $50,000. And the reason why is because I want to take great trades and I want to make as much money as I possibly can. But the thing is, what if I invest $120,000 and, again, $60,000 of that isn't my money? Well, all of a sudden, boom, I start losing. I could blow up my account so quickly. Yes, trading with $120,000, you can make 30 grand, but you could also lose 30 grand very quickly. It's not worth it a lot of times for one trade for me to lose my entire account. So I try to stay within what I actually have. Is it okay if you dibble and dabble with a little bit more margin? 100%. Is it okay if you use a little bit more here and there? 100%. But at the same time, you just have to have discipline. If you are a trader that's extremely emotional, if you're a trader that, again, is putting yourself in some bad positions and you don't have a stop loss, if you are a trader that just gambles and gambles and gambles and you know it, you are probably going to want to be a person that you got to be able to stay smart and stay safe and just say to yourself, you know what? I don't want to put myself in that position. I got to make sure, I'm staying away from all of that, right? So maybe at this time here, keeping our eyes peeled, watching, waiting to see what we can get. KNW at this time, still fading. OMH at this moment, also still fading. And then, of course, KLTO, that's still one of our top plays here, where we know it's most likely going to spike and then give back a whole lot of gains. KNW is a previous top gainer, still getting a little bit weaker at this time. ELAB just had a quick little spike. And as you guys can see right here, ELAB, 8 o'clock, big time rip and run up to $4, right back on down towards $3 right here. So ELAB at this moment, stock is still trying to get a little bit of hype, but notice again what we have. Upper shadow form, stock turns and fades and falls. Now again, that's going to be one of the greatest hints that you guys can get with, of course, shorting. And what is that hint? The upper shadow. Upper shadows are the easy indicator to know that a stock is about to reverse. As I state, think about it as climbing a mountain. When you climb a mountain on up, what do you have? Climb up the mountain, you get to the top of the mountain. If you were getting to the very top of the mountain, what do the majority of people do? They, again, set a flag at the mountain, don't they? They let everyone know in the future that, hey, I climbed that mountain. You put a flag at the top of Mount Everest, letting everyone know that you got there. And then guess what happens? You head back down the opposite side. That's the same exact thing we're looking for on these spikes. We see a very big spike on up. Then guess what happens? We see a big upper shadow. Then again, the stock heads on down. When you see these upper shadows, it usually indicates that you are going to be having red candles. It doesn't always indicate that you're at the very tippity top. Sure, stock could bounce back on up and break $4, but it usually always leads to 1, 2, 3 red candles. A lot of the times, it does indicate that we are at the top, but but most times, guys, it's just always going to tell us that red candles are going to be in the future. I literally have friends that all they do is sit back. They wait for a big time spike. They have an upper shadow. And then guess what happens? Stock fades and falls and drops. And all they do is sit back. They watch for a hot news. Stock comes on out with hot news, hot momentum. Stock has an upper shadow. And then it fades and falls and comes crashing all the way back on down. Traders, why am I awake right now? Why am I awake at 8 o'clock in the morning? Why do I wake up at 6:30 every single day? It's because I want you guys to know, if you are in the markets for these fast, quick movers, if you are in the markets for these fast, quick stocks, if you like to see the day trading world doesn't happen at 9:30 a.m. The day trading world happens before the market opens on up. Now, I'm not saying today we're seeing anything go nuclear, but how many times have you guys ever again woke up at 9:30, 10 o'clock and you're like, man, nothing's really going on. Oh, I saw in pre-market there was a stock that went from $4 to $10 back down to $4. Man, I see a stock in pre-market that went from $10 to $22 back on down to $11. The fun action, the main money making is before the market opens. So for anyone who does not know that I like to trade till about 10 o'clock every day. My day ends in about 2 hours. In about 2 hours, my day is over with. In about 2 hours, again, I say, hey, I'm good to go. Because I want to make money during hot times. Hot times is pre-market, when there's no halts, when there's momentum, when there's hot press releases, when there's low floats. That's the hot time. That's the crazy time for me. After the market opens, that's where things start to tend to fade. That's where things slow on down. That's where we get more dropping and more fading on off. So the thing is, you know what? If you want to buy, you most likely want to buy in pre-market. If you want to short, wait for an upper shadow or wait for stocks to get overextended. Overextended means, wait for a stock to go up 100, 200, 300% and then get ready for that fade and fall. But I will tell you right now, the most important thing to be looking at while shorting is to be sticking to stop losses. I will tell you right now, the majority of companies that we see that are low floats will spike and dump back on down. The majority of them will spike, form an upper shadow, gives us an easy key, and dump back on down. The majority of top gainers in pre-market usually fade and dump all the way back on down. But again, at every now and then, you will see a stock squeeze and rip and run. The most important thing that you can do while shorting is to have that panic, I will get out level. If you do not have that I will get out level, you will not be able to be successful at this. If you are a person that says, oh, I don't set stop losses, you will not be good at this. If you are a person that, again, constantly just holds and averages up or averages down and says it has to come back up at some point or it has to come back down at some point, you will not be good at this. I'm telling you right now, if you do not set stop losses, you are going to have trouble. If you, again, do not have discipline, you are going to have trouble. If you are a person that likes to gamble, you will have trouble. Because all it takes is one stock that short squeezes on up. All it takes is one stock that goes crazy that you end up blowing up an account. And that's not what I want anyone to see. I don't want anyone to do that. I don't want one person here to end up blowing up their account. So I think it's so important that you actually have a real talk to yourself at this moment and say, all right, hey, if I'm going to short, I have to have that get out price. I have to be able to say, I'm moving on from this. I'm getting out. I'm going to become a better trader. I'm going to, again, do everything that I want to be able to do. So as of now, KLTO, stock slow and steady. We are watching to see if it's going to form that upper shadow today, then start fading back on down. KNW, previous top gainer. KNW right here, previous top gainer, trying to get a little bit of spiking momentum. It is still big on a big downtrend at this time. If you want to, you could keep shorting at this downtrend. Short at the purple line, drop it on down. Short at the purple line, drop it on down. Short at the purple line, drop it on down. Also notice what we have. What happened with the upper shadow? Upper shadow didn't indicate the top, but it was a great area for a short. Then again, guess what? We did have another upper shadow. Upper shadow shows, again, the current top, right? Where you have a top and then you have a nice short. And then, of course, we do have an upper shadow. An upper shadow right here shows us, of course, another little top. And then, of course, the stock starts fading and falling. So, again, upper shadows do not always show the exact top, but they show the current top. Before we start having red candles, before we start having reversals, before we start having drops, and now we've been on a downtrend ever since. Dec, let's say, again, we were shorting KNW at this time. If we were shorting KNW at this time, saying, okay, it's time to go ahead and reverse this play, you guys could see short here, you guys could see short here, and you would see short here. I would also have a hard stop loss right here, also have a hard stop loss right here. That's just in case the stock ever again breaks on out and goes nuclear, breaks on out and starts going on a short squeeze. We have to, again, keep our losses small. But again, as long as we do have that discipline to be able to get out, look what we have right here. We enter at resistance. This is all profit. We enter at resistance. This could be all profit. If, again, we do have a stop loss, this is our loss. This is our loss. How much money would we lose here? Let's say, hypothetically, we would lose $100. Hypothetically, we lose $100. Well, if that's $100, how much money would we win here? This would be like $800. This would be like $800 right here. Look how much bigger our win is. Look how much more reward we have than risk. We have so much more reward on the downside, so much more reward as the stock drops on down than risk, right? And that's what's absolutely fantastic about it. So we have a lot of opportunities. Number one, 80% of stocks, 80% of companies, 80% of businesses are going to fail. The only ones that you really don't want to short are going to be the top 500 companies. Tesla, Google, Apple. These are ones that you probably want to stay away from. Then on top of that, we do have a lot of predictability with, of course, our upper shadow. Stocks go on spike and then come crashing on down. Then on top of that, you can go ahead and find downtrends. And after you find downtrends, you can go ahead and put stop losses. You could see how much money you have on the, how much money and reward you have as these stocks fade, as long as you have quick little stop losses. And really all it comes on down to is as long as you guys have what? As long as you guys have a broker that's going to allow you to be able to short, you are going to be able to get involved over on these plays. As I already stated, again, don't want to be pushing this too much, but you guys can go on over towards my Twitter and you guys can literally go get all the discounts, all the shorts that I have with Cobra Trading. They're hooking every single person up right here. You guys can go get it. Go get those discounts over on Cobra and you'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. So I'm excited to get back into it. I'm excited for this day. I'm excited for this week. And as I said, if I don't get over $25,000 a month, I am, of course, going to be disappointed. So that all starts again right here and right now. That all starts, of course, starting today. Today is the day that we have been waiting for. Today is the day that I cannot wait. Of course, today, guys, I'm not going to jump in on a 20,000 share short. I want to start small, work myself back into it, start going at it. Start doing some layups, start getting to the free throw line, start doing some three-pointers, start getting some half-court shots eventually. But at the same time, guys, we want to slowly build our way on up. So I will be live this whole entire day today over on Tradecaster, over on YouTube, so that we are all set, ready to rock and roll. If you guys would like to join me, you guys can go ahead and join me over on my YouTube channel. But again, over on this Money Monday, over on StockTwits, I'm going to be wrapping it on up. Just want to make sure every single person is getting themselves prepared of what's coming on up, getting yourself psyched up and ready to rock and roll for this morning. But today kicks off big trading. And of course, for the next few Mondays, I'll be all set, ready to go over on StockTwits, getting ready to make some trades, and of course getting after it. Couple big things with the large account, couple big things with the Fox Runner update, couple big things getting ourselves prepared. We want to ease up into it, but of course I'm looking to make some money today, and I know you guys are as well. StockTwits community, thank you so much for everyone who has joined us. Thank you and happy Money Monday. I'm going live over on my YouTube channel here in just a minute, and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. But guys, make sure you smash that thumbs on up, hit that subscribe button over on StockTwits. I'll see you guys next Monday, and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. Thank you so much. Help me wrap it up in 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! Thank you. Happy Monday. And make